It's an honor for me to introduce Cal Ripken Jr.
Thank you so much. It's wonderful to be here with you. Now, this is baseball weather right here. I used to always worry in the early part of the season. You break from spring training normally in a warm weather climate, Florida or Arizona. It was Florida for me. You would come up north, and then maybe you go to Boston or Toronto at the time, and you start to worry: is the weather going to be good enough for baseball? When you get a day like this, you come out, it just changes your whole frame of mind. So this is baseball weather, and baseball is going to be played over there in a big league fashion. I guarantee you that. It was interesting. We're all thinking about vision because it does require vision planning to have something as wonderful as nice as this. When I retired from baseball in 2001, I had a vision to help grow the game of baseball, and went to the commissioner and said, "Okay, this is what I want to do. Let's all do this together." And I think everybody wasn't ready to come together at the time, so we went off and created Ripken Baseball and started doing this on our own. And what we really wanted to do was get more kids playing baseball, get more kids excited about baseball. And my brother Billy and I had a vision that to give kids an experience, not just create a field for them to play and it'd be a nice field where there are no bad hops, but give them an experience. And the experience we were talking about was to be big leaguers. We all have dreams, and all of us that played the game of baseball, want to do it for a living. And very few of us had a chance to do that. We had to have the talent to go all the way up. I know what it feels like to play in a big series in Yankee Stadium and have that pressure and feel how exciting that is. I know what it feels like to play in All-Star games and World Series games and the playoff games. And it's wonderful. And it's wonderful to be in different environments. And so Billy and I started, how can we bring those sort of experiences to the kids? How do we give them an insight into what it was that we were lucky enough to do? And it is by creating these different fields and bringing to light the history of baseball and providing them with that experience. So everything we do, we try to think of it in a big league sort of fashion, and we try to give them that experience. That's why it's called the Ripken Experience. And we're very proud of it. And we built the model, one in Aberdeen, in my hometown, and that model has a little teaching component to it as well. And then Myrtle Beach was more a vacation destination, and we find out that families like to take the rest of the family on the road to go to these tournament games, and that was a really good location. And so this location here couldn't be any better for family entertainment. Everyone gets good, wholesome family entertainment. Baseball is part of that, but it's the memories. I know this happens in Myrtle Beach. We give out surveys and say, what was your best part about your experience? And they all talk about the things off the baseball field as opposed to on the baseball field, which kind of hurts my feelings a little bit. But it is those memories are what you're making, and it's bringing families together in really cool ways. And so that's what we're proud of over here in this field. And I tell you what, I've traveled the country and I've had an interest in architecture and design of facilities and spring training sites, and Camden Yards was a stadium that was built in Baltimore that kind of changed the design element for ballparks around the country. They sort of modeled out after it. And I had the chance to go and hear and have architects show me and put me on a tour and say, this was built for this reason, this is why we did that. And I've always asked questions. And since I retired, I'd be flying into another city, look out the window and see a complex. And then I'd immediately figure out where that complex was and I'd go visit it and take a tour of it and ask questions about that. I can guarantee you this is the finest kids complex I've ever seen. We take great pride in some of the design elements from the baseball standpoint, because that's really what we know. But from a design element, sitting on top of this hill, the different elevations, the backdrop couldn't be more gorgeous. And I do agree, baseball sometimes can be a slow-moving sport. And that's some of the things and the challenges that I have with my new position with the Commissioner's Office, is to try to get more kids interested and kind of create more action. And you'll see an example of that is we've created a different rules baseball game today that creates situations and puts kids into the action moments more. And in our game that we're developing, we can finish this game probably in an hour, and we'll be able to teach through that game. So it's going to be a fun demonstration of getting kids involved. But I can see a normal game out here, beautiful day like this, and we'll probably lose the right fielder or the center fielder by turning around looking at the mountains or the Ferris wheel down the bottom here, or something. They're always a little bit of a distraction, but this is going to be a wonderful place. It's perfect, it's beautiful, it's wonderful, and we're glad to cut the ribbon today. But this is going to be even more beautiful when you actually have kids out here playing. That's when the beauty really happens, and that's when you see families where they're throwing a frisbee along in between, sitting down having lunch, and kids just enjoying themselves. That's when this complex is really going to come to life. And we couldn't be more proud. Thank you so much.
All right, what's going on, YouTube? We've got a video about 2 cards here. I don't know if I'm gonna put the video of his speech in the front of this video or after this video, but a little story about these cards. I've mentioned these cards. There's a lot of history on this card right here. My best friend, when we were probably 12, 13 years old or so, he had this card, and he liked Frank Thomas, and of course I like Cal Ripken, so I traded a bunch of Frank Thomas cards for him, or to him, so I could get this card, and I've had it for what?
20 years.
20 years probably. By the way, that's my friend Colin.
Hey,
what's up? So anyway, I had it for like 20 years, and on his wedding day, every time I saw him, he would want to get that card back. He said, I'll pay you for it, I'll trade for it, I'll do whatever. So he wanted to get this card back. Well, on his wedding day, I give him the card back as part of his, his wedding present or whatever. As you see in that video before, we went up to see the Cal Ripken experience, and we found out that he was going to be there, and Colin got the chance to meet him. So now that Colin has his autographed version, so how cool was? What do you think about that day?
Man, it's been a great day. We've been up there for a long time. It's both of our dreams to actually meet Cal, and we actually got pictures with him. So it's gonna be hard to top this day. Yep. That's for sure.
Been a very good day. Yeah. So, but also here's the second card. This was the card that you guys saw in my other video that I actually pulled this card out of a pack at Mickey's house. So Mickey, when you see this video, I've actually got the card autographed now. So we've got 2 autographed Cal Ripken rookie cards. This top one is mine that Mickey gave me, and I'm the co-owner of that bottom one. So, but I may just let him hang on to it, So that's how we do. All right. So anyway, you guys take care. That's all I got for you. See ya.
See ya.